Hey, what's up, everybody? I thought we could all use a break from all the Jawbreakers news that literally everybody's talking about, and also all the Soilo garbage, to tell you some news that I haven't seen anybody talking about, which is Infidel has landed a movie deal. Now, I read a couple of other articles about this. It just says it's been optioned, and if you don't know what that means, it just means that a company has bought the rights. I mean, literally nothing has been done. It could end up in development hell. There's not even a script. The third issue hasn't even come out. It comes out next week. And just so you know, I did add it to my pull list, so if you want to know what the hell happens in this thing for the duration, I'm going to be your guy for that, so go ahead and subscribe for me. But I'm surprised and I'm not surprised, because after I read the first issue and I was just sort of in turmoil about what the hell is this, I thought about it in movie terms, because I'll watch a lot of movies. I'll watch a lot of garbage movies, but I was like, a Muslim woman is living in a haunted apartment. Would I watch that if it was a movie? Hell yeah, I would, because I'm interested in Muslim characters, because that's not a thing that we've seen really, or at least I haven't seen. I mean, I watched Sleeper Cell, but that's about it. So it's an interesting idea to me, but the execution leaves a lot to be desired. So the fact that it's been optioned, and I read another article that said it was going to be for the big screen, so I was like, oh, maybe it'll be for streaming or something, but they want this to be legit in theaters, which is sort of insane. I don't know if America is, I don't know. It's just I just don't know if America is ready for a Muslim protagonist in a movie. I'm ready. I'm all for it, but America, I don't know. But, so let's get into this. Oh, yeah, okay, so this is an interview with the creators of Infidel, which is Pornsak, and, they're asking about the comic, and it's just, this whole article, the fact that the movie rights have been bought, it's very likely a movie will be made of it, which is, I feel like it'll be in development hell forever. So, it makes me question, oh, has the comic been good this whole time and I just haven't realized it? Is my dumb white skin getting in the way of me being able to read this story? And I still feel like it's not good. I feel pretty confident in saying it's not a great premise, but the dialogue is weird, the characters are insane. I miss Tom, even though he's shooting gay porn upstate or whatever, so I want to read some parts of this article here. And great, I wish I knew who was speaking. Okay, this is the interviewer. Horror has always been on some level about society's very real fears, but it feels like race has been one that's always been examined under layers of metaphor and disguise up until maybe Get Out last year. I can tell you that is equivocally wrong. Equivocally? Shit, I fucked it. I tried to use a big word and I fucked it up. Equivocally wrong. Because I know I've watched dozens of movies about race. Spike Lee's made 1,000 movies about race since the beginning of time. And everyone's just losing their mind over Get Out, which I haven't seen. But I don't ever really watch new movies. I like 70s and 80s movies, really my sort of jam. I'm sure I'll get around to it. The fact that everyone lost their fucking minds about it sort of puts me off, but, that's a me thing. But the idea that we haven't talked about race, so I was like, okay, how many movies about race have been made? So I looked up this, and Jesus, 12 Years a Slave, 42. American History X, that's a big one. At Pupil. People don't know that that's a Stephen King movie. Birth of a Nation is the OG of race-related films. Where's Colors? Colors, the cop movie about cops in the 90s at the LAPD. It's not race-related? Okay, whatever, Wikipedia. Sometimes you're wrong. Django Unchained, of course. Oh, Finding Forrester, that's a good one. Get Out, of course. Fruitvale Station, Gran Torino. Harold and Kumar. Okay, you got Harold and Kumar, but you don't have colors? Okay. Hurricane, yeah. Just look at all of these. All of these. Mississippi Burning, that's a great movie. Pocahontas is on here. Of course, Raising the Sun. School Days is a great movie. Shaft, and it didn't even mention the remake of Shaft. Shawshank Redemption. Just like, Time to Kill is a great movie. It's a great movie, despite the fact that Matthew McConaughey is in it, and also Sandra Bullock. But, like, look at all these movies about race, and I feel like they left a couple off. Didn't see Colors, didn't see White Men Can't Jump. Okay, so anyway, that automatically is like, oh, that's sort of, Like, of course there have been movies about race, and a lot of those are just straight up. Mississippi Burning is about black people getting lynched, and then white people going down there, and then they get murdered because they're not racist. That's the whole premise of the movie. There's no metaphors or no layers there. So that's a little bit of a red flag to me, to be like, oh yes, there's never been a movie about it. Like the same year the Selma came out, which is about Martin Luther King Jr., okay? Okay, so then we're coming at a time in America where as a culture wants to talk about issues of race and gender that it, I guess, previously hasn't. And one of the things we're quickly finding as a society is that we haven't developed a vocabulary to talk about those issues. I don't know about that. I feel like some people, there's probably a little bit subtlety involved, and then people get emotional, so probably doesn't make for great discussion because we haven't been encouraged to talk about. I live in the South, so there's a little bit of that, like, let's not mention it type of, for some people. Not me, dog. I know I certainly hold my breath when people I admire talk about an experience outside their race and gender now. Because I've gotten more used to people getting what? Okay, so if you didn't know, Pornsak is from Thailand. Well, he's not from Thailand. His mother's from Thailand. She was an immigrant. And he's writing a book about a female Muslim. As far as I know, he's not a Muslim. So he is actually doing the thing that he says most people can't do. I guess he's one of the chosen ones. But I don't like this. I certainly hold my breath when people I admire talk about an experience outside of their race and gender now. Maybe like, when a white person is like, black people, I sort of be like, oh God. Get it right, cracker. So that, in my opinion, is the world outside my window, where things like racism and xenophobia unequivocally, see, damn it, Pornsak is more articulate than I am. Well, he's a writer. And while we can all agree it's insidious, we can't necessarily agree with what it looks like. Yeah, I feel like there are levels to racism, and that's the way it's gonna be. I mean, if you're gonna be racist, just be a little bit racist, probably. So it talks about how there are a bunch of different types of characters in the book, which... It's only been 2 issues, and the only scene I can really think of that illustrates that is when her and her black friend are in their apartment, and there's like an Asian woman there as well. But we don't know anything about them. Her black friend just has like literally just says sassy stuff. I don't think there have only been 2 issues, so there hasn't been a whole lot of character development, you know what I'm saying? We're supposed to hate the white lady, even though the majority of the time, she's pretty nice. So, I don't know what's going on there. And then it shows that I've mentioned in the videos that I love the ghost designs. I feel like the ghost designs are being held back by the writing. Ghosts themselves are irrational actors. They are residue of a broken or tormented life, and so life itself become the focus of their rage. This is, in essence, how bigotry and xenophobia find their genesis. I feel like that's probably a little bit of ignorance a lot of bit of ignorance and just lack of exposure to things, probably. Broken or tormented life. I mean, yeah, if you're racist, you're a piece of shit. Or it could be you have a really negative interaction with a specific type of person that totally just made you generalize. Oh, this is the part. A person struggles with life and looks outward for the source. They do not have the capability or desire to take ownership over their own failures and shortcomings, so they point the finger where it's easiest, the other. No. Oh man. I feel like that's not limited to white people. Just, yeah, I don't really want to read the whole thing. And then the art they show, like, yeah. I think that's our boy Tom. Great looking ghosts. Her black friend. They don't show any of the pictures with dialogue because the dialogue is not good. But I keep thinking, am I wrong? Have I just not been reading it right? Have I been, like, wanting to hate it? I don't want to hate it. I'm intrigued by it. That's why I added to my pull list. I was like, okay, Muslim ladies haunted by ghosts. Let's see it. Cards on the table. And then they talk about the coloring. And he says at some point, the artist says we didn't want it too photorealistic. And then one of my subscribers told me that it's literally like drawn over Photoshop of pictures, so you know what I'm saying. Whistle warning trigger, but I just can't believe it's a it's been optioned to be a movie. If it gets made, I'm definitely gonna see it. Because I'm reading all 5 issues. I gotta know. That's the thing with me, is like, if an idea is interesting enough, yeah, I'll throw down. But I can't. It's only on the 2nd issue. And I was like, okay. I read another article that said it's like, been lauded by critics and fans. So I was like, oh. Maybe it has a huge following or something. Because it is original-ish. I mean, Woman Haunted by Ghosts, I feel like that's every single ghost movie, but she's a Muslim. Whoa. That's even spookier. So I was like, okay, what are the sales figures on this? Let's check out the sales for this. Infidel number 1, 14,000. That's not good. That's not good at all. You know, what are Miss Marvels? If we're gonna do them. Holy shit. Well, this thing sells more than Miss Marvel, so still pretty damn low. I was like, okay, maybe first issue didn't have a lot of sales. Let's check out the 2nd issue. Maybe that'll be more indicative. Oh god, no. 8,000. How did Miss Marvel do this time? I'm gonna do a video about sales figures next. Okay, that was 13.5. Holy now, that's typically, from doing my sales videos, I do learn that an issue will, if it's like pretty not good or so, the sales will be automatically cut in half. Now, obviously, half would be 7,000, but god. So can you just imagine? That makes me think other things are at play here. Because the sales figures aren't good, and I think Sci-Fi Wire, they said that they were going to go for something a la Get Out. Which I know Get Out is satire. I've watched plenty of like YouTube analysis videos on it, but I haven't watched the movie yet. But Infidel is not satire, and I don't think it's clever about race. See, the thing about Infidel that I wish it would examine is, what do Muslims, what's their stance on ghosts? What's their stance on places being haunted? What is in the Quran about that? Because we all know, everybody knows about the Catholic opinion on that stuff. I mean, they're the OGs of hauntings and possession and demons. all that sort of stuff. Even though they don't like to, it's on the hush-hush. We know that that's their jam. I don't know anything about what Muslims think about it. I mean, they believe in an afterlife, so would they believe in ghosts? That's what's interesting to me, and it hasn't brought it up at all. I don't know how, I'm trying to think of how it's going to translate into a film. Because I think in that article, it mentions how we like to keep the audience guessing along with Aisha, because she doesn't know what's happening, so we're learning along with her, and I think that's a fine point of view to have. And then she uncovers things, but as far as I can tell, what the book is, there was a terrorist attack in her building done by a white guy, a white nationalist, I guess. And he killed people. Of course he killed people in a bombing. I mean, what, we're going to bomb a building and not kill anybody? Come on. Reach for the stars. But I just don't know what the story... That's why it's too... I added to my pull list. It's an intriguing idea. I just wish it was executed in a more entertaining way or something. The fact that the terrorist is a white guy is like, oh God, you could have went with... It was like a radical fundamentalist Muslim, and then Aisha has that sort of like character conflict of, I'm a Muslim, he's a Muslim, but he did this. What does that say about my religion? What does it say about me and my identity and my culture? But no, it's just easier to be like, a white guy did it, because white guys are very famous for their bombings. Very famous. But I have no idea how long I've been talking about this. Short version is, Infidel has been optioned for a movie, which honestly probably won't get made, because I think we're in an era right now. It's like the early 2000s. I remember being in junior high and high school where literally every single video game that came out, oh yeah, that's definitely going to be made into a movie. And when around that time period when comic book movies were first starting getting made, every single comic book was going to be in a movie, and I think that's what they're doing right now, and I think they're going for the angle with it's a different race. People are into that, but I just don't think like Muslim relations has that sort of appeal to Americans as black race relation movies mean. Because these movies are reflective of our history. We don't have that sort of history and time to reflect about these sorts of things. But I don't know. If they make a movie, I'll watch it. Definitely. Even if I didn't know about the comic, even if it was just like Muslim Lady Haunted by Ghosts, I'm for it. Because I've never seen that. And to be honest, I don't think I like ghost movies, really, but it's enough for me to check it out. Plus, the creature designs are dope, so whatever. But I just thought I'd let you know that they want to make a movie out of this thing, which is pretty damn surprising.